What's the nerdiest thing you did this week?
Okay, so I have a live reveal, and then I'll talk about
Okay.
the nerdiest thing I did this week.
Uh,
So I've been talking a lot about my 3D printer, and the 3D printer is super cool because it's multicolor. Like it'll print for a while, and then it'll switch colors and stuff. And every time it switches colors, it has to like clean out the nozzle of the old color and then start the new color. So you actually have to put a little box next to your 3D printer, full of like little stuff, and they
okay.
literally call it poop. But every
Okay,
time
wait,
it
wait,
has to
wait.
switch,
Is that a 3D printed box?
of course it is.
Okay, perfect. All right, good. Okay.
But like you can see, like it just extrudes like a little bit of the stuff to
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
clean
Okay.
it out, right? So
Uh-huh.
this box will fill up of that stuff. And so I had this idea. I was like, oh, you know what would be cool? Or maybe I stole this idea from somewhere else, but I can't remember where. Anyway, I got silicone molds. And so I got a silicone mold of a skull. And
Oh
I've
my
been
gosh.
taking the little like poop things and like putting it in here and melting it with a heat gun. So it took forever. Like this isn't a very big skull, but there's like 2 buckets loads of this stuff in there. And so I've been putting it in there and like heating it up with the 3D printer. So now if I can, I'm going to pull it out of the mold
You're taking it out of the mold now. Okay. Trying
and
to.
trying to. It's very sticky. Maybe I should
You're
have done
going
it
to have
beforehand.
a plastic poop mold
It's
of
like a
a skull.
multicolor. There we go. Mm. It's a multicolor made of poop plastic
Oh
skull.
my gosh.
And
That actually looks pretty cool.
it's pretty cool. Yeah. So now I have a little
So
paperweight skull.
to those of you doing the audio version of this podcast, it really is just every color you could possibly imagine of these little like pooped out pieces of plastic that were put into a mold and then melted all together. And so there's just you can see the skull clearly, but there's just colors everywhere. It's just
Yeah.
colors. That's pretty cool.
So I took that waste and made something else out of it.
It's a paperweight. Is it heavy enough
it's
to be a paperweight?
it is definitely solid. It's heavy. It's
Nice.
about the weight of a baseball, about the size and weight of a baseball. It could definitely break a window. Uh, cool. I didn't know how that was going to turn out, and it turned out pretty cool.
It is pretty sweet. It is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But it took you said like two buckets full of that
I think
stuff.
that's 2 or 3 buckets full to fill a skull this size. But I also have smaller ones, so I think I'm gonna do. It
Oh,
came in like a set of 3, and this was the big one. So I'll probably do some smaller ones next. But yeah, a little
that's
skull.
crazy. How long did it take to melt all that?
It took a couple weeks because it filled up the first time, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna put all this in there." And then with the heat gun, like forever, and it was only like a third or a quarter full because once it
Oh, because it
melted
melts
down, it was
down.
much smaller.
Yeah.
I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, this is gonna take a while." So this is a few months
Okay.
worth of collecting
Wow.
to get that done. But cool, man!
That's
I made
pretty
a skull
darn
out of
nerdy.
printer poop.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.